Today I'm going to teach you how to play that tune. It's something I put together a long time ago to help teach the Chet Atkins stuff. So on my Patreon, the tab's there. For just $2 a month, you can access all of those tabs, the psychobilly tunes, the rockabilly stuff. I think there's even a little bit of jazz stuff on there, but I know most of you guys are probably here for the rockabilly and psychobilly, and that's great. So $2 a month or $5 if you want to, buy me a coffee even. But anyway, again, that's the way I do these videos, as you've probably noticed, is I try and teach it so it's all encompassing. You can go away learning the tune, no problems from the video, but the transcription gives you something if you'd like to give a little more than just your viewership, which I also appreciate. So we'll get into it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click my fingers and the camera's going to change to my hands. There we go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is play the little bass line that walks in, all right? Now, avoid practicing the first bar without this little bass line, because what will happen is you'll get the first bar and you won't be able to go. So always practice this little walk in, all right? So it goes 3rd fret on the 6th string, open 5th string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Okay, so G, A, B, and that just sets up our C chord. Now what we're doing here, we're grabbing a C chord and we're putting the pinky on the 1st string at the 3rd fret there. Okay, so we're going boom, boom, boom. Then your priority is this finger here on the C note, okay, on the 5th string, and pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Okay, and we're playing those together, just like that, okay? Now, if you're quick enough to get all your fingers down, like the C chord with the pinky there, great, do that. Now you're ready to go, okay? If not, that's okay. You've got time to get this finger down. 1, 2, like that. Don't lift your fingers the way I just did. I just did that so you could see, okay? Leave them down, add that, and then we pick that 4th string there, okay? So, pick these two, get that 2nd finger down, pick that 4th string, okay? Now, you can push a little harder when you pick the 4th string with that note, and hit the open 3rd string too if you've got nice clearance there with your C chord, which you should. A great way to practice that, play your C chord, make sure it sounds like that if we're adding the pinky. If you're getting this, you need to taller fingers, okay? If your thumb's up here, you're gonna find it really hard, so taller fingers, okay? So, we're up to this. Then we hit the 4th and 3rd with the pick. You've noticed I've relaxed my pinky. We bring the 3rd finger back across. Okay, so the 3rd finger comes across and the pinky's out of the way now. And we're actually playing these two. This is how I learn all these songs. Don't go and try and learn the bass line and add those notes. You'll just confuse yourself. Put it together bit by bit. Look at your tab if you've got it, and you can draw boxes vertically around the 2 notes that are happening at the same time. I've got a video on that. It's called How to Learn Chet Atkins Riffs. Check it out if you would like. So here we go. Boom, boom. These two, 4th and 3rd. Bring the 3rd across, lift the pinky, outer, outer. I think outer, outer, okay? All right, and then hit the 4th and 3rd string again. So that should become automatic. Once you've played your note, you're always gonna come back to that middle string, okay, with the C. 5th and 1st, hit the middle 2, bring the 3rd across, hit the middle 2, bring the 3rd back, and the pinky goes down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Middle 2 strings with the pick. And then bring the 3rd across, like that, and play 6th and 2nd, okay? And we've lifted the pinky back up. So we've got hit the middle, lift the pinky, bring the 3rd across, hit the middle 2, bring the 3rd back, drop the pinky down, pinch together. Hit the middle 2, you didn't need to move anything with your left hand. Then we bring the 3rd across, lift the pinky, hit the 6th and the 2nd string. Then strum the middle 2. right, so there's your first 2 bars. Well, I should say the first 3. Because technically that's a pickup bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're up to the G chord. So all that is, we're holding the 3rd fret there, and we don't need any other fingers at this point. So on the first beat of what's essentially bar 3, if we're not including the pickup bar, is the 6th string and the 2nd string, just like that. Then we hit the middle 2 strings. How easy is that? Just pinch these, hit the middle 2 strings, okay? It's all about whether we're doing, it's about doing things together, and you'll soon see that it's about playing things in between the things that we're doing together or sometimes by themselves. It's all about being on beats or off beats, which you'll see more of. So, okay, so lift everything except the 3rd, 6th and 2nd. Hit the middle 2. Okay, and then we've got this passage here where it goes. Okay, it's a little tricky, this bit. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's break it down. You're up to this part. You've played 1, and then you strum these 2. We now hit the 6th string. Put the pinky down on here. Flick it with your finger. I use my 3rd. So 1, 2, 3, and we're off beat now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then we hit the 4th string. Then we hit the 2nd string. Okay, so they're just separate now. It's like a roll. 1 and 2 and. Okay, we're alternating the fingers. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now we're hitting the 2nd string. And then we pinch outer, outer. And the 1st finger goes to the 1st fret. Okay, and then we just keep rolling that pick. Just like that, okay? So it's not as hard as you think. I mean, it is, but it's also not. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Nothing changed with my left hand. Now it does, though. 1, 2, 3, and. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and pinch outer, outer, and get the 1st there. And then it's just, we're just playing on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end of that part there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, together, 6th and 1st, and pinky comes back in the fray here on the G, on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. 1, 2, then go to your 1st finger, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift the 1st finger, outer, outer. 2, and then pinky on the 2nd string and 6th string. Okay, so we've got the D there. Hit the middle 2 strings, and we're here. All right, so you might need to go back and watch that a couple of times, but I think when you consider that everything's on the beat through that last passage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, okay? It's not that hard. You can do that. I'm sure you can do that. It takes a little bit of coordination and a bit of patience, but I'm sure you can do it. So from here, I just want to mention too, if you're having trouble pushing and getting the 2 notes, just settle for the 4th string. That's totally fine. No problems, okay? It doesn't. You don't have to hit both. I like to because it fills it out a little more, but you don't have to, okay? I think on the tab, I don't even actually put that extra note. That's something I've kind of introduced later. From here, we've landed on the C, all right? I'll play everything up to here. Okay, so we're playing C. We're picking the 5th string, because that's our root note now. 1, and we're picking the 2nd string at the same time, which is the note C up here. 1, 2. We bring the 3rd finger across, up here. Okay, then the pinky comes down. So now we're doing the alternate thing again. We're going, okay, 1 and 2 and. I think those bits are so. So we're picking 5th and 2nd from when we land on the C. 1, 2, 3 is the 3rd finger alternating. Up on the 1st string, or think on the upbeat on the 1st string with the finger, whichever finger you like, 3rd or 2nd. Then we hit the 4th string with the pick, and then we pick the 2nd string with a different finger. So, like, use your 2nd, so then you can bring this across and play the 1st string at the same time. It gets a little confusing there. Let me break that down again. So we're going from here, nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yeah, so we finish with a pinch on the 5th and the 1st there, okay? So we're going 1, 2, bring this across, 3rd finger, pinky on the 1st string, flick up, hit the 4th string, down, hit the 4th string, pick the 2nd string with the 2nd finger, and now we need to pinch the 5th string and the 1st string together and bring this 3rd finger back. That's the hard part. That's probably one of the hardest parts in the song. So we're going and pinch, bring the 3rd back and pinch, 5th and 1st. Then we just keep this pattern rolling for the rest of the bar, okay? That bit's difficult, all right? That bit's quite difficult because it's the alternating here. A bit of advice, don't move that finger till you have to. Like that, don't move it early. Okay, so if we go, don't bring it back before you need to. See that? I hang on to it, watch this finger. 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Not until you need to, okay? Because or else you're moving it when you don't have to, and it just adds complexity, okay? So we're finished on that. 2, 3. Now it gets challenging, even more challenging. We're playing an E chord now. We're picking the 6th string and the 1st string together. 1, 2. That's easy. That's easy. Outer, outer. Strum the middle 2 while holding an E chord. Okay, I'm hoping you know an E chord. If you don't know an E chord, this is going to be very hard work. But don't let that deter you. Just keep working if you're doing okay. Okay, E chord, outer, outer, outer. Okay, I don't know why I said 3 of those. So 1, 2, 3. Now, what we do here on the and, so we go 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. On the end of the 3, I'm leaving the finger on the 1st fret there, and I'm flattening it right across to get this note. Okay, if you aren't pushing through to the 3rd string, what you can do is just not use that 1st finger and go 1, 2, 3, and up with the finger, and then hit the 4th string. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can do that. I like to do this 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then we pinch outer and outer. Hit the middle 2, put the pinky on the 3rd fret and pick the 6th string and 2nd string. And then hit the middle 2. So there's not as much offbeat stuff there, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. 1, 2. Here it's tricky. Hit the 6th string, flick up on the 1st while we pull that finger down, hit the middle 2, then open back up to the 6th and the 1st. I feel like the angle's changed here. Then pinch, strike. Pinch 2nd and 6th with the pinky down, strike. Okay, now we're up to an F chord. Thumb goes over the top here. This is challenging. You're not going to love this. 6th string, 2nd string. Hit them together. 6th string and 2nd string. Okay, we're holding an F chord. Thumb here, 3rd there, 2nd there, 1st there. Might take a bit of wrestling to get this to all work, but it'll be worth it. Okay, and if you're practicing this song and it's not coming out perfectly, don't panic. Keep practicing it anyway, because your muscles for holding that chord will get better and better, and you'll be able to control them better. So even if it sounds a bit rusty while you're getting everything together, if you can get it to flow, go for it. Okay, so we've just come off. Thumb over the top, first here, second here, third there. And we start with a pinch, 6th string and 2nd. Okay, so you're getting that note and the thumb. Hit the middle 2, hit the 6. Now, this is hard. Lift your 2nd finger, pick upwards on that, okay? On the 3rd string with the 1st finger. So, open. Then bring the 2nd finger down as we strike the 4th string. Can't even hear that right now, I know, but in the flow. See that? So we're going. See that? Very common Chet Atkins technique. It comes from a banjo kind of background where you might be striking something else, but you're hammering at the same time. So you might want to practice that where you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's the kind of thing you might want to do to get that coordinated. I imagine when I'm striking the 4th string that it's activating that 2nd finger to come down on the 2nd fret. Like that. So on the 6th string, lift this up, and is the open string, and 4 is when I'm hitting the 4, that note there, okay? You'll notice we're always hitting those middle 2 strings on the 2 and the 4. So that's on between, down, bang. Now if you thought that was hard, check this out. On the first beat of the next bar, we pick the 6th string, and we pick the 2nd string, and we put our pinky down. And we bend, 1 and 2. It's just over the duration of the beat. So we're hitting this note and this note. And then on the next beat, on the 2, we're hitting the middle strings again. All right, so from the F, pinch the 6th and the 2nd and give it a nudge. 1, 2. And just lift that out of the way when you hit the 2, or you can leave it down. Up to you. Then on the off beat, we need to lift it up, get it out of the way, and strike the 2nd string, which we're getting that C. So pinch these together, give a nudge, hit the middle 2, up, pull upwards on the 2nd string. I say up because I think upbeat. 1, up, back on the 6th string there. Up on the 3rd string, which we're holding the A. Down on the 4th. So again, this is that roll type thing. All right, so the whole bar of F, or 2 bars of F. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. Stuff the timing up, the counting. Sorry. And you can see that motion, okay? It's just on the beat, off the beat. All right, the section through the E and the F are probably the hardest in the song. I mentioned that in G, that part in the C was probably the hardest because it's sort of the first time you might be starting to do the little rolls with the alternating things going on. So that's actually quite challenging. I think these 2 bars are probably at least equally as challenging, but hopefully by the time you get to them, you've had a bit more experience. So from the E, do that again. 3, 4, 1. Okay, and then C chord, 5th string, 1st string. Hit the middle 2, bring the 3rd across, and put your pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. Nice and easy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Leave your 3rd finger, lift everything else. So we leave that there, we go thumb, 1st on the 3rd. This is a roll now. Okay, thumb 1st, 4th. Then 3rd finger plays the open 1st, or you might move a finger down. Hang on, no, I need to think about this. so sorry, thumb first on the third, thumb on the fourth string, open first string, thumb on the sixth, pinky on the third fret of the second string, okay? See that? Down on the fourth string, okay? So it's a big roll. That's the one. Everything's separate, okay? When you consider that, it's not too bad. Just got to get the order. Sixth string, third string, fourth string, open first, sixth string, pinky on the third fret, hit the fourth string, and the third if you like, and then you're back to C, and you're playing fifth string and second, hit the middle two, bring it across. Okay. Wow, that 20 minutes absolutely flew by. Absolutely flew by. I've been so focused. I think that sort of came across all right. I know it's not the easiest song. Don't be afraid to let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going to play it for you one more time, really slow, just as a little bit of a summary. One, two, three, four. That's how you start it again. Okay, guys, bonus round. I don't usually do this, but I just thought, hey, this is a good idea. I'm sure some people might be curious. You'll notice at the end of that, I do a run. It's a little rough. You know, these three finger things, I'm working on them forever, and then I get slack and then they get a little bit rusty. So I've just got to practice them more, to be honest. But sometimes I like to throw them in there anyway. One of my students actually said it sounds like you're dropping your deck of cards, which is probably quite accurate. But anyway, the actual run itself, I'm not going to get into the fingers. Well, I guess I can. It's alternating index, thumb, and second. There, that little pop drives me nuts. Ah, well, it's all in the charm. That's very complicated. I just want to talk about what the actual scale is. What I'm doing is I'm just using the key of C, okay, but I'm playing from G. So I guess you could argue that that's a Mixolydian scale, okay, because in relation to G, we'd probably normally want to hear an F sharp, but we're hearing an F natural, okay, so that's the seventh note that's essentially been flattened, excuse me, which is a consequence of playing from the key of C anyhow. So I'm going G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, sliding up to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then I think walking down C, B, A, G, and then I like to use the F sharp. Which is a very much a modal thing, because I'm deliberately using the F sharp for the effect of what we call the sharp 4. Key of C, C, D, E, F sharp. Okay, it's a kooky sound. Okay, so yeah, that's more just trivia. I haven't gone into too much detail. I haven't really walked through that carefully. Just wanted to give you a little heads up on what I did at the end there for a little bit of fun, and also because you've hung around to this point of the video. So there you go. Again, check out the Patreon, comment, hit the bell, do all those things. It really helps. You know, I'd love to be able to do this more and more, and the time might, you know, maybe a day will come where I can do this, spend a whole day on it every week instead of whatever tiny bits of spare time I get, okay? Like waiting for the NBN guy to come and fit the internet and stuff like that. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.